There we go, see if we can get top speed. Oh! Oh, I know. Did I break it? Welcome to Autoblog's Translogic. I'm Jonathon Buckley. It's November in Los Angeles, which means one thing, the LA Auto Show. But for this year, the press days are called something different. They're called Automobility LA. So let's find out why. Well, it seems like we do this quite often. I'm here with Mark Fields, CEO, President of the Ford Motor Company, and this morning you got to do the opening keynote for Automobility LA, previously known as the LA Auto Show. How significant do you think it is that we've, I guess, renamed this entire one of the major auto shows in the world?
Well, I think it's hugely significant. It's the first major auto show where autos is not just the topic, the whole topic of mobility. And I think it just shows the inflection point that we are as an industry. And I think this is the first one of many shows that will go in this direction.
I think it's very appropriate that you opened the show with your keynote this morning, because earlier this year we discussed Ford Motor Company and its future as not necessarily being an automaker in the traditional sense of the word, but a mobility solutions company, I think is the term that you use. So what exactly, for people that maybe haven't looked into this, what does that mean?
What it means is we look at our core business, we're going to stay really focused on designing, building, engineering, and marketing great cars, utilities, and trucks. At the same time, you know, people's mindset is changing from owning to owning and sharing vehicles.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at that phenomenon and we're saying to ourselves, hey, how do we become, part of the solution for that? And how do we also create new growth opportunities for Ford? Right. So as we think about mobility, it's really about the monetization of the use of our product in that kind of environment where people thinking of sharing vehicles as well.
Well, I have to talk about autonomous vehicles because it's just something that is, everybody knows it's coming. We're staring down the barrel of it. AVs, it was the first time I heard the term, somebody abbreviated it today. We're talking about AVs now. We're used to EVs, we're moving to AVs. And you've said that we're looking at, 5 years before having potentially a fully autonomous vehicle on the road, no steering wheel, no pedals.
We have said our intent is to introduce what we call a level 4 autonomous vehicle, where the passenger doesn't need to take control of the vehicle in 2021 in a ride-sharing or ride-hailing service. And the benefit for that is, first off, it'll bring the cost down significantly, because the biggest cost of a ride-hailing service is the driver. And when you can take the cost down and make it more available, people use it more.
Yep.
So think about the societal, the economic, and the safety benefits of autonomous vehicles, particularly in large urban areas, which is where we think they'll be mainly concentrated. So our view is that the first number of applications at high volume are going to be in commercial applications, like a ride-sharing or ride-hailing service. By the year 2030, probably 1 in every 5 vehicles in the industry that will be sold will probably be an autonomous vehicle.
Killian Vass is a development engineer of vehicle architecture over at Ford Motor Company, and you've been working on something, I want to say, was it on the side or alongside Ford?
I could use Ford's assets, but it was a side project, so I had my normal job anyway, so it was just a side project in my spare time.
The directive was last mile mobility solution.
Yeah.
What made you decide to come up with something that looks kind of like a Roomba? I don't know if you know what a Roomba is.
Yeah. I heard that a lot
in
last days, but no, it's not the Roomba was not the idea. The idea was to have a round shape to fit it in the car's spare wheel panel.
Yep.
So it's the size of a Ford Fiesta spare wheel, and with that it fits in every car's spare wheel well, quite easily.
Clever,
For me it was very important to have this vehicle integration. This is the first prototype, that's why it's a little bit heavier. We only had 3.5 months to build it.
Yep.
So we used some very heavy stuff to make it safe and to make it rigid and robust.
Electric motors, battery pack, rechargeable.
You can achieve a range of 40 miles with it.
You've got your little handle on the back here, so you can pick it up and carry it.
Carry it like a suitcase.
It's not that heavy either. All right, and what do the sensors do?
The sensors are for the follow me mode.
Okay.
So with that, you can just put your heavy luggage on top of it.
Yep.
Just activate the little beacon we have here. If I stand in front of it, it will detect the signal from the beacon. And if I walk away, it will follow me.
So it's just going to follow you.
Yeah, if I stop.
And you can load that up with 270 pounds worth of stuff.
Exactly. So you just walk away and it will do all the work for you.
I love that you've made it look kind of like a Ford. It seems like, I could be wrong, see if I get this right. It looks like it's a Fusion on the front and it looks like a GT on the back. Is that
that's right? We really wanted to have this Ford idea. So it should be recognized as a Ford. So that's why we tried to implement this in the design.
Is there a chance that I might be able to have a go on it?
Of course, yeah. So you just step on it, you just stand still for 2 seconds.
Yep.
And then you get a notification on and you're good to go.
Okay.
The brakes are activated so it will not roll away.
Oh, so...
It's quite stable.
Okay. Was that a little chime?
This was a little chime that tells you you're good to go.
Good to go. I love the LEDs around the top too. I didn't notice that earlier.
Yeah, that's the HMI system.
Whoa, oh, there we go. Oh, there we go.
If you stand correctly on the device.
Oh, so you just give it a little, like, just dab with your toes?
Yeah, exactly. Imagine you will accelerate or hit the accelerator pedal with both feet.
Yeah.
If you want to brake or go backwards, just put some more weight on the heels.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, and then it brakes you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to just turn on the spot...
Just imagine...
Whoa!
On
oh, shit.
Yeah, good balance.
All right, this is going to take a little bit of time. Can you just hop on like just like that?
Yeah.
And so it goes through the light cycle?
Yeah, if it blinks green, you're standing correctly. Then just hold still for 2 seconds.
Yep.
And with a notification, you're good to go.
Okay, and away we go. So you say I can go 11 miles an hour, yeah? Have you got any advice for technique to make me better at this? Do I keep my eyes up or?
Yeah, keep your eyes up. Try to stand quite naturally.
Yeah.
So don't have to think about too much. And now you can just steer with, just point to the direction you want to go to. Just lean slightly to that direction.
I get into this mode where I start rocking backwards and forwards and front and back, and it's just, there we go. It's all about gentle moves. Just gently touching. Whoop. Oh no. Oh no. I think it's going to take me a while to get to Killian's level. And brake. Well, it's LA Auto Show, but Automobility LA this year, and we decided we'd talk to Sebastian Blanco, who's the editor of Autoblog Green, because Los Angeles Auto Show is often known to be kind of green-leaning, but it almost seemed like it wasn't going to be that way when we first got here this year.
It's a very different show this year because, like you said, it's now Automobility LA. It's expanded to another day, which has a lot of different stuff going on that isn't necessarily new car related. And it turned out it's sort of green this year.
Just today I've noticed there's a lot of unveilings that are going down that path. I mean, we see things like Jaguar, for instance, who have come out with the I-Pace. Looks fantastic, fully electric, maybe a rival to Tesla. What are your thoughts on that?
I've heard the phrase Tesla killer more times than I can count.
I know.
So we'll leave that aside for now, but any company that's gonna bring a new electric car into the market, I'm all for.
We just walked past the Hyundai booth. They've got this Ioniq brand, which is a few different things, isn't it?
It's both 3 different kinds of models of cars, the Ioniq Electric, Ioniq Hybrid, and Ioniq Plug-in Hybrid. At the show, they've announced that something called Ioniq Unlimited, which is going to be a new subscription service, and they said sort of targeted at millennials to get people into a car as easy as possible. So you sign up online, you go to the dealership, sign out a few forms, you drive your car home for a single price every month. It covers insurance, it covers your charging, it covers your maintenance fees, and it covers, of course, the cost of the car itself.
Right, now that's not the only manufacturer that's offering that sort of program, is there?
That's the only one that's doing something like that, but it's part of this new plan that a lot of car companies have to just branch out away from just selling cars. There was a shift where more people in the world lived in cities than live in rural areas, and as we accelerate that trend more and more, people just need options, and individual car ownership is not the best option for a crowded city. All of the things we're seeing here at Automobility LA could be a solution, and they're trying all sorts of different things.
You've spent a little bit of time looking at the Smart ED. What's your take on it so far?
For the right person in the right city, it's a perfect car. It used to be we didn't want to recommend the Smart to anyone, and if you did, you wanted to get the electric version. The new generation is actually kind of a fun car, and the electric one ups that to a degree that I would say, if you like the way it looks and you like the color combinations, go ahead and test drive it. You might find it's for you.
On the smaller side of things, earlier this week, Ford made a bit of a splash when they unveiled the EcoSport as well, a little tiny SUV.
People like size options, and the trend has been towards lots of bigger vehicles,
Yep.
but that doesn't work for everyone. And we see it, you know, in all sorts of ways that now the companies are saying, well, here's a big and a small SUV, and now customers get to decide if, you know, which one's actually right for them.
Okay, over in the Mitsubishi booth, a few unveilings today.
I mean, they showed off another plug-in concept, and as much as I love plug-in concept vehicles, I'd much rather have Mitsubishi just bring the Outlander plug-in hybrid to the
Yeah.
US. It's super delayed. I forget now when it was originally supposed to be, or it's been that long ago. I've talked to them a bunch of times about it, and it's always, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, it's not here yet. So concepts are cool.
Yep.
Let's get a car on the road.
The EV getting most of the accolades right now comes from GM, the Bolt. What do you think about it?
It's an absolutely great little car. I've gotten to drive it, I've gotten to sit in it, got to test the prototypes. I've had a little bit of time with all sorts of stages along the way. GM has done everything right as far as making it as open as possible to people who haven't wanted an EV or haven't thought about an EV and said, here's the car for you.
This year, has autonomy been kind of at the forefront again or taking a little bit of a back seat?
It's riding shotgun. It's
Yep.
right there. Everything that happens in the auto industry right now has autonomous drive, has automobility in the package, in the mix. And there's no company that's saying we don't want to sell cars anymore, but there are companies that are saying, what else can we do? How else can we get our cars into people's hands? And that's where the car sharing and the leasing and the subscription models are all being tested and being worked on.
Well, after wandering the floor and spending the limited time that we've had at this year's show already, what are you most excited about for this year?
Actually, I'm most excited to see what's next. I mean, there hasn't been anything that really wowed me here. There's a lot of stuff that shows the future is going to be more exciting. And so as we go through the circuit this year, this is the first show. We go to CES, we go to Detroit. I want them to start showing us details, more new stuff. Let's see it.
Well, that's it from another LA Auto Show, and for the first time, Automobility LA, which could be a sign of things to come for auto shows worldwide. We'll have to wait and see. For Autoblog's Translogic, I'm Jonathon Buckley. We'll catch you next time.